All right, guys, today is a good day. Sleeper has added the rookies into the pool. So we are going to be doing a startup draft that have rookies involved. And also, afterwards, maybe we'll just hit up a quick rookie draft straight up. Depends on how much time we have. Maybe I'll cut the startup a little bit early. But I think it's a better idea to see where Jalen Waddle, where Rashad Bateman, where Devonta Smith, and these other players are going compared to the veterans. I mean, obviously, you can just kind of remove them from the startup draft and see the regular rookie draft on how it would be. We're probably going to do both. Let's see how much time we have. Real quick, though, let me go through and let me actually update the thumbnail. I know this was probably something I should have done at the very beginning, but it is what it is. And also, guys, if you have not already, subscribe to the channel. What are you doing? Okay, goddamn. Hopefully, we don't have that very often. But anyway, guys, subscribe to the channel. More importantly, turn on your notifications next to the subscribe button. That way you can be one of the future members of the flock that's able to come out here and participate in the mock draft at the very beginning. But anyway, hopefully that thumbnail was updated. If not, it will be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Let me see. Also, I'm sorry if y'all have to hear my mouse right now or me just rambling on. I promise y'all that is going to be over very soon. Okay, so the thumbnail should be updated. Now let me grab the link for anybody who wants to participate in the mock draft. They can DM me over on Patreon. Y'all know what to do. I'm sure we already have a ton of DMs on Patreon of people wanting to get in, as this is a very exciting day. And I'm sorry that I was unable to make an announcement that I was going to be live streaming earlier. But like I said, guys, I'm graduating with 2 degrees. I am taking 22 hours. My schedule is very, very busy at the moment. So these live streams are just going to kind of be random. I mean, it's really just going to be whenever I have the time to go live. That is when we are going to go live. Okay, perfect. I see we have 32 people in here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you all so much for coming out so early, guys. I'm hoping that we are going to be able to get this going very soon. Let me grab that link for anybody who wants to get in this mock draft and wants to shoot us that DM. I also need to grab the link to get y'all the invites for everybody who has DM'd me on Patreon already. I see Tio Kappa's out here. I see Paul's out here as well. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to pin that to the top. And I see, oh my gosh, we have 35 people watching right now, and we already have like 15 likes. So half the people that have turned on the live stream have dropped the like right away. Guys, that is why y'all are by far and away the best fantasy football audience on YouTube. So let's go through, grab that sleeper link for anybody who is wanting to come out here and join this mock draft. Okay, we have so many people wanting to join already. Paul, I got you that link, my man. Jesse, that link is sent out. Tyler, I got you. Jalen, got you. Trey, got you. Tia Kappa, got you. Jan, got you. Okay, there are a ton of people that want to join. Yeah, guys, if y'all want to join these mock drafts, y'all are going to have to go out here and y'all are going to have to turn on notifications for the channel, because if not, I mean, you really have no other shot. You have to be one of the first people in. That way you can shoot me that DM on Patreon knowing whenever we are going live. Okay, but let me see if we have anything else we need to do. What I should probably do real quick is change the league settings. That way we don't have a defense. We don't have a kicker. I had to kind of come out here and kind of mess with a little bit of things just because this is the first time that we are going to get to go with these rookies. Let's get rid of the kicker and defenses. We don't need that. Let's see how many rounds we're at right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll add one more. Let's just add a super flex real quick. Okay, perfect. I think that we should be good to go. Okay, so let me see how many spots we have still available in this mock draft. Okay, it looks like we have 3 or 4. Let me see if we have any DMs on Patreon with other people wanting to hop in. Yep, okay, let me get that link out real quick. We should be starting the draft in about 2 or 3 minutes. Let me see if y'all have any Dynasty questions that I can answer before we get this going. Okay, so Berto was the first one out in the live stream. Have to give him a shout out. We have Matt out here saying, love the videos vlog. Thank you, my man. We got Tyler saying, sup, dude. Can I join the mock? Yes, sir, man. Please just shoot me that DM. I think maybe I already got you out the link. Okay, so we have Razy F. I obviously don't know how to pronounce that. Obviously, I'm an idiot. That's no surprise to anybody. But just coming out, it says, Fantasy Flock, baby. And then Jason said, hello there, my first live draft. Hell yeah, my man. Happy to hear that you have those notifications on. Okay, so Urza coming out says, what's up, Mason? What running back do you think the Hawks are going to end up with? Man, I have no idea. I mean, I wish I knew that answer. Obviously, if we knew that answer, we could be making bets right now. That would be very profitable in Dynasty, but I can't really lead y'all astray with something that I'm not really confident in. But anyway, okay, Trey asking, are we able to join the mock? Yes, sir. Please just shoot me that DM ASAP. Okay, Tyler says, message us on Patreon. I believe I already got you out that link. Okay, so Logan coming in says, been almost in every single live for months, my man. Logan, thank you so much. And yeah, obviously we are live streaming every single night on the main channel during the football season. But on the Dynasty channel, I'm going to be trying to live stream a little bit more often, especially as we gear up for rookie drafts. But it's going to be a long off season. So right now I'm trying to pace myself. I am trying to go once a week. But if we get this deal done with a sponsor that I'm very excited about, I promise y'all, I'll be able to live stream way more often. I'll be live streaming maybe almost, I want to say 5 nights a week. Like almost not as much as we were doing at the very beginning, but close to it. Okay, so Garrett getting you out this link. Robert got you the link. Picky6 got you the link as well, my man. Okay, so 3 more links were sent out. It looks like we actually have 4 more spots in this draft. So it looks like we should have 1 more spot after those people join. So please, guys, shoot me that DM ASAP if you want in this mock. We should be going relatively soon. Okay, so Griffin asking, how do I get in? Man, literally just click on the Patreon link, shoot me a DM on there saying, hey, man, can I get in the mock draft? And I'll get you that link. Okay, so Mr. J saying, finally got in. Garrett says, DM'd you if there's room. Yes, sir, got you in. JN coming out says, liked the video with 4 separate accounts. Okay, so it looks like that's why our videos have a ridiculous like to view ratio. It's because JN coming out here and absolutely carrying us by spamming us with some fake accounts. You love to see it. But anyway, let me see. Okay, Ernest and Cole and Clint all asking for DMs. Okay, so let me send these out right now. Guys, I am sorry. Please, please, please give me a little bit of time. Sent those out. I hope everybody who sent me a DM, based on simple math, 2 of y'all should not be able to get in the mock. I am sorry about that. Hopefully y'all are fast to join if you want in. But anyway, as soon as we get that last person in here, I will start the mock. Okay, Clint is in. Let's get this sucker going. And guys, if you want to draft the rookies, I looked at it at the very beginning, and you're actually just going to have to search the rookies' names. Okay, let's switch this over. All right. Perfect, guys. We are good to go. Let me slide this over so y'all can see everything. Okay, Mahomes going off the board at the 101. Obviously, nobody's surprised. Guys, let me know. Who do you think the first rookie who is going to be drafted is? Do you think it is going to be Trevor Lawrence? If so, where do you think he is going to go? Because, I mean, I have not seen any other YouTube channel do this so far. So maybe we are the first on this. Maybe we are the first people getting out this type of info. But regardless, y'all should be dropping a like on the video anyway, so I'm not going to even bother saying that. Okay, so CMC goes off the board at the 102. Not surprising. We've seen that in a decent amount of mocks. Like I've said, I'm on record. I think that people are drastically undervaluing Saquon Barkley right now. But anyway, I know I am on an island with that viewpoint. Okay, so everybody's saying that Trevor Lawrence is going to be the first rookie off the board. And then we have him going in the middle of the 2nd round. I will say, guys, if Trevor Lawrence falls to me at the 207, I am most likely taking Trevor Lawrence. But let's see what happens. Okay, Trey, man, you better not time out on us with this first pick. If you time out with the 103, man, I'm going to be severely disappointed. You may be banned from mocks in the future. All right, let's see. If he times out, please tell me he's not getting Derrick Henry. Okay, he got Nick Chubb. Okay, I am. Okay, we are pausing this draft. I am not letting that go through. What we are going to do is I'm going to change this player to, let's go with someone that is kind of consensus in this range. Obviously, let's just go with someone we've seen very often go here. Let's go with Alvin Kamara. Who really cares at this point? We're taking Alvin Kamara. Trey, man, you better not get auto-picked again. I'm going to unpause this draft. If you get auto-picked again, I don't know what I'm going to do. I see you in the general chat right now. Get your ass over to the mock draft so you can make your own picks. Okay, but Josh Allen going at the 104, that is something that I honestly decided to go against with giving Trey at the 103 because I can't get behind giving someone Josh Allen over Kyler Murray. Okay, so Taylor going at the 105, this makes us kind of be in a difficult decision here. I think we're going to go Kyler at the 106. I mean, Kyler was my 105 pick last year after Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, and Christian McCaffrey. So considering the season that Kyler Murray had, where he was in the top 2 quarterbacks in fantasy points per game, I think there is no reason for him to be going later in drafts this offseason, regardless of what we saw from Josh Allen, regardless of what we saw from Jonathan Taylor. We know Kyler Murray is going to be giving us that elite rushing production, combined with the fact that he is still so very young. But JN is up on the clock here. I would not be surprised if we see him decide to go with a Colin Johnson, decide to go with a Devin Duvernay. But no, instead he goes with Saquon Barkley. And honestly, the reason I did not go with Saquon Barkley as the 106 is just because I've gone with Saquon Barkley in so many of these mock drafts. I don't want to just seem very boring, but if we were playing in a real Dynasty league, I think that Saquon would most likely be my pick over Kyler Murray at the 106, just because of the quarterbacks that are going to be available to you in the second, third, and honestly, even later rounds. And those running backs dry up so quickly. But also, guys, please let me know, what running backs do you think are going to be the first off the board in this draft? Obviously, in some order, it's going to be Najee Harris and Travis Etienne. But in what order do you think that's going to be? Do you have Harris going first? Do you have Etienne going first? And in what pick range would you be willing to go with those 2 running backs? Obviously, with already DeAndre Swift and Jonathan Taylor off the board, I think that some people are going to lean with the 2020 rookie running backs instead of the 2021, and I completely agree with that. But we have Picky 6 coming out, says, I like Allen way more than Kyler Murray. I mean, here, what's the thought process in liking Josh Allen more than Kyler Murray? I don't understand it. I mean, Kyler Murray checks literally every single box that you would ever want to see. And yeah, I mean, Larry Fitzgerald's going to be out of that offense most likely in 2021, but Larry Fitzgerald wasn't giving the Arizona Cardinals anything. If anything, he was one of the least efficient pass catchers in the entire NFL this past season. So I think with Hopkins, with Christian Kirk, with Andy Isabella, I'm praying that Andy Isabella is able to do something. And this is also a team that could maybe take a Kyle Pitts. Maybe they could go with a field-stretching wide receiver with one of their first few picks like a Jalen Waddle and really unlock the offense. I mean, I think Kyler Murray has so much upside. But anyway, we have some veteran running backs now going off the board with Dalvin Cook and Derrick Henry at the 111 and the 112. And we have Devontae Adams going off at the 201. Something I really can't get behind. I mean, taking Devontae Adams over some of these other running backs, over a quarterback like Russell Wilson, I mean, the quarterbacks and the running backs dry up so much quicker than the wide receivers, especially if you consider the fact that the Green Bay Packers are most likely going to be adding a significant wide receiver too. Okay, real quick, let's cut this off. Trevor Lawrence is off the board at the 203. Trevor Lawrence is off the board before Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz. And really here, I'm going to be completely honest. I would prefer having both Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott over Trevor Lawrence, although I know the majority of people are not going to agree with me on that. I know the majority of people are going to be wanting to go with the young stud in T-Law. But, I mean, with quarterbacks in Dynasty, the age really does not matter nearly as much as it does with other positions. So I think with the Trevor Lawrence, I think I would be fading him at that price. I don't think I'd be willing to go with Trevor Lawrence over the Russell Wilson, over the Dak Prescott. But we may be stuck with a very difficult decision here. Okay, Dak Prescott off the board. I mean, JN absolutely killing this draft. Now, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go between Clyde Edwards-Helaire and, yeah, I can't take a quarterback. I can't take a quarterback. I'm not going wide receiver. It is CEH or Najee Harris for me here. And obviously, CEH has the situation, but he was very, very lackluster. But based on the video that I just made with the thought process of saying, you know what, even if these rookies kind of fail to contribute right away because of their age, because of where they come into the NFL draft and the high expectations, their value holds. Whereas on the other hand, if I take a Clyde Edwards-Helaire here and he fails in his second season, I think that we are going to see that value plummet. So let's take a Najee Harris and let's just pray that we actually see him come out here with a decent 40 time. Najee Harris is going to be our draft pick at the 207. But let me know what y'all think of that. Let me know if y'all thought that was a reach. If y'all thought I should have gone with a Nick Chubb, who is going to be close to the same age as a running back like Todd Gurley. Let me know if y'all think I should have gone with a J.K. Dobbins, which would have been a completely fair pick. Here, maybe I just have a little bit of a bias that I am excited to draft these 2021 rookies. Let me know what y'all are thinking. Okay, So Tia Kappa said, I took your Najee Harris. Yes, sir. You knew I was taking Najee, the guy that I compared to David Montgomery. And honestly, it's not that much of an insult. I mean, comparing Najee Harris to David Montgomery, I think, is fair in a lot of ways. And that Najee Harris is an elite running back between the tackles. Najee Harris is an elite running back in breaking tackles and making defenders miss. The only question mark I have is his long-term speed and his big playability. Now, if he comes out and during the NFL, I'm sorry, not combine, during his pro day, he's able to prove that he has that decent athletic profile, I think combined with the draft capital that he should see, Najee Harris is a running back that could exceed what we have from David Montgomery, who is still a workhorse at the NFL level. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to get excited about these rookie running backs. It's the nature of the position. It's the nature I play. But anyway, Picky 6 going Harris over Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Dobbins. I don't know about that one. Yeah, guys, I mean, here, I think the smart pick would have been Dobbins 1, Harris 2, Clyde Edwards-Helaire 3. But I wanted to get excited. Point God going off the board right now, taking Zach Wilson at the 211. I mean, if y'all are going to be roasting my pick of Najee Harris, let Tia Kappa hear it. I mean, let him hear your insults for that Zach Wilson selection with the 11th pick in the second round. I mean, you are going with Zach Wilson over a Justin Fields, who has some more rushing upside. You're going with Zach Wilson over Aaron Rodgers. I mean, other quarterbacks, I'm not going to really fault you to take Wilson over him, but still, I mean, I think I would have rather gone with a Nick Chubb even, and y'all know I am by no means a massive fan of Nick Chubb. But yeah, Picky 6 out here roasting Point God for deciding to go with that Zach Wilson selection. Okay, so y'all are saying y'all could not see the pick 12 drafting spot. I will slide that over right now. Pick 12 was Derrick Henry and pick 13 was Davante Adams. But I will slide that over so y'all can see it in just a second. But Miles Sanders going off the board at the 212 by Tyler. I know a lot of people are not going to like that draft pick. But I mean, Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs, if anything, I think they're buy lows for me. I mean, they're still on the rookie contracts. They were drafted in 2019. They're both athletic. They're both 3-down running backs. I mean, they are both everything that you want to see out of a running back drafted profile that you're going to be going in the top 2 rounds. So I'm not going to fault Tyler too much with deciding to go with Miles Sanders at the 212. Kevin asking, is this a super flex league? Yes, sir. This is definitely a super flex league. If this is a 1 quarterback league, you would not see any of these guys off the board yet. Maybe you would see a team decide to reach on a Patrick Mahomes in a 1 quarterback league, even though it's something that I would not agree with. Okay, so Picky 6 is saying your Najee at the 207 looks like an A+ move compared to Zach Wilson. Yeah, I mean, let Point God hear the hate. Let him feel it. I sniped this man at the 207, put him on full tilt to reach on Zach Wilson. Okay, so now let's go through. And Jack coming out says, Harris was fine, Kyler was garbage. Guys, y'all are unnecessary Kyler Murray haters. What is going on with the Kyler Murray hate right now? I mean, in the flock leagues last offseason, Kyler Murray was going at the 105. I mean, he was a consistent pick there after you got outside the top 4 players. And he went out, and I believe he was the quarterback 2 in points per game. Now he is going after that. This is a quarterback that was drafted in 2019. What are y'all talking about? No, that Kyler Murray pick at the 106 is 100% okay, if not a great pick. The only player that I would possibly consider over Kyler would be a Saquon Barkley, but we take Barkley in every single mock, so I decided to kind of pass on him here. But still, I want to point out real quick, guys, if we slide over to the 12 spot, I kind of gave Jay the 6 some crap for deciding to take Davante Adams at the 201, saying you can't go with wide receiver that early. And this is why. I mean, after your pick of Davante Adams at the 201, you are then seeing quarterback, running back, all go off the board. And then you are going to be left with so many other wide receivers that you could be looking at, but none of those other positions. Now let's go over and is this something that I am just failing to see? Is this something that I am just letting leak in my game? Y'all know I've made fun of... Actually, no. What am I doing here? I'm not going to take Ezekiel. We're taking Travis Etienne. We are loading up on the rookie running backs here. Has Etienne already gone off the board? Okay, let's go over to the running backs. Let's search Travis here. Travis Etienne. Okay, Kyler Murray Najee Harris, and Travis Etienne. Let's get these rookie running backs that are going to have the draft capital, that are going to be assets for the next 5 years that we can build around, combined with our cornerstone quarterback that's going to be giving us that elite rushing production. Justin Fields going at the 306. Joe Burrow going at the 308. I am not going to lie, guys. Y'all, this is probably the worst mistake I've ever made. I did not see Joe Burrow available when I took Travis Etienne. I think that pretty much everybody outside of Tyler should feel bad about letting Joe Burrow fall that far. I mean, Joe Burrow at the 211, where Zach Wilson went, that should have been the pick. Oh my God, I am so embarrassed by letting Joe Burrow fall that far. I have no idea how Paul was able to get him there. Paul definitely, by far and away, has the best spot so far with Swift, Akers, and Joe Burrow loading up on the 2020 class of studs. That's just straight up embarrassing, guys. I have no idea how I let that happen. But yeah, oh my gosh. JN is out here steaming in the chat as well that he did not see Joe Burrow and decided to go with Justin Fields. How did Joe Burrow slide down the draft board? How did that happen? Javonte Williams at the 309. Oh my gosh, guys. That is what I call rookie hype. Clint, what are you doing, my man? I cannot get behind Javonte Williams. I think that he's in a completely different tier of the Najee Harris and the Travis Etienne. Y'all be surprised that I think if y'all see me take any more other rookie running back just picks in this draft, because outside of Harris and Etienne, I'm really not too interested in anybody. But Tia Kappa coming out saying the ADP is all messed up. Okay, guys, we are going to have to be scrolling through. I think what happened is maybe Sleeper's ADP got reset whenever they imported the rookies. So we're going to have to be doing some research. I can't necessarily just be looking at the chat the entire time. We have to actually be scrolling through and, yeah, looking at the guys we want to be going with. But, yeah, I see some players that are standing out way down in the ADP list that should be a lot higher than they are. So, yeah, this is definitely due to the fact that they imported the rookies in and Sleeper had something going on with their system. Because, yeah, I mean, here DK Metcalf has, I mean, A.J. Brown has a lower ADP than Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. That is absolutely absurd. Zach Ertz has a higher ADP than Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram, TJ Hawkinson. So, yeah, guys, please, if you are in this draft, be scrolling down. You have to be looking for those values. That's something that I definitely missed out on. James Robinson at the 402, Ezekiel Elliott at the 403. I actually really like both of those selections. I know with Zeke, he was a player at the very beginning of the offseason. When I saw him going in the early third, late second, I said, I don't want anything to do with Zeke there. But if he is falling to the beginning of the fourth round, I think that is a value. I think at some point you have to press the button, even if you are afraid of that asset just continuously losing value over the next, I don't know how many years. Okay. But Griffin coming out says, why do tight ends fall so far in these drafts? Because this is not a tight end premium league. And tight end is such a deep position that the hit rate is kind of all over the board outside of the George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and Darren Waller tier, where it really doesn't make sense to take a TJ Hawkinson in the 5th when you're able to get an Austin Hooper in the 15th. Okay, Jesse's saying he's very happy with Kittle and James Robinson. Yeah, I mean, here, I think Kittle is definitely a player that is being undervalued in drafts right now. Kittle, in my opinion, is by far and away the tight end one in Dynasty Fantasy Football. If you look at what he was able to do in 2019, and even in the games where he was healthy in 2020, I mean, Kittle is truly an elite option. But, oh my God, guys, I don't think I've really said anything about dropping a like on the live stream, and y'all have already killed it. There are 80 people watching this and almost 50 likes on the live stream. Thank y'all so much for all the support, guys. That means a ton. We are closing in on 3,000 subscribers. And the reason that we have been able to get that far is because of all the support that y'all been showing the channel in the form of likes, in the form of just coming out here and hanging out with me during the live streams. So that means a ton. But anyway, we are going to be back up on the clock. I need to stop talking. I need to go through this draft board because there are going to be picks kind of all over the place that we need to make sure that we are monitoring. Okay, so let's see if there are any running backs that stand out as we are thrusted on the clock right now. Okay, I don't see really any running backs that I'm dying to take. There's Aaron Jones, there's Austin Eckler, but still, I think I would rather go with some of these stud wide receivers. Do we have a DK Metcalf still available? Yes. So on the wide receiver board, we have Thomas, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, DK Metcalf, Allen Robinson. So here we are going to be going with DK Metcalf, building a very young core with Kyler, Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, and DK Metcalf. Jalen Hurts was someone that I was trying to not say out loud because he did slide down that ADP. But anyway, love the pick there at the 408 of Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen Hurts is definitely a much safer option if they actually go through with trading Carson Wentz. And we know Jalen Hurts has exactly what you want in fantasy, where it doesn't really matter how impactful of a real-life NFL quarterback he should be, because we know that he has the elite rushing floor and upside that's going to make him an elite fantasy option. So great pick there at the 408. Definitely someone that slid down the ADP board that I was trying to keep under wraps. But anyway, I think maybe this is the furthest we've seen both Aaron Jones and Austin Eckler go in these drafts. And this is 100% why I was telling y'all to sell Aaron Jones halfway through the season and to sell Aaron Jones before the season in 2020, where I was wrong in that he had a great year. But because we understood where the Green Bay Packers were putting their money and they were drafting A.J. Dillon in the second round instead of extending Aaron Jones, and we were able to just look in the future slightly and go, you know what? Aaron Jones is going to be a player that regardless of what he does in 2020, his value is going to drop. And clearly it has. So people owe us an apology. But Devonta Smith going off by point guard at the 411. Here, I don't know if I want to roast you, my man. I don't know if I can. Devonta Smith, I know a lot of people have him as their wide receiver 2. Personally, I agree having him as your wide receiver 1, even if you were looking at this as a player that, yes, had most of his production come in his senior year. Yes, you don't necessarily like to see a player stay all 4 years. I mean, guys, he was playing with Jerry Jeudy. He was playing with Henry Ruggs. He was playing with Jalen Waddle. They're all going to be drafted in the first round of the NFL draft. Can we cut him a break? I still don't know if I can go with Devonta Smith over a Calvin Ridley, over a Chris Godwin, over a Mike Evans, just because those veteran wide receivers are safer options. And we know generally at the wide receiver position, you don't have to worry about that fall off right away. But still, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be going, Jamar Chase, wide receiver 1, no question. And maybe that will be the case if Devonta Smith comes in and he only weighs 170 pounds, or Devonta Smith comes in and puts up bad athletic numbers, or he doesn't get the draft capital. But until then, I mean, I am looking at just the progression of Devonta Smith every single season. The fact that he outproduced both Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs in 2019. I think that he is the clear rookie wide receiver 1 here. CeeDee Lamb going off the board at the 501. I mean, great pick. You have to be taking CeeDee Lamb over Devonta Smith, in my opinion. If y'all don't know Point God, though, he is a massive Alabama homer. That's one of the reasons I had to go with his man, Najee Harris, at the 207. But anyway, we are going to be up with a very difficult decision. I mean, if we have Eckler and Aaron Jones fall to us in the 5th round, at what point do we have to click the button? I mean, at what point do I have to go, you know what? They're very talented running backs. Doesn't matter that they're this old. I think we have to draft them. I mean, that's not something I've had to really ask myself just because how far they've been falling in, how early they've been going in every draft. But at this point, maybe that's a decision that we actually have to make. Okay, so yeah, I see that y'all are saying Tyler's team is looking sweet. Yeah, I love Tyler's team. Here, I mean, if we were looking at anything differently he could have done, if he would have possibly gone with Joe Burrow over one of those running backs at the 2-3 turn, I think that's something I would have loved. But Joe Burrow was so far down the ADP list where it really did not make sense. Like I said, Sleeper messed up the ADP. Okay, so let's see. Guys, let me know what your favorite team is here, and let me just kind of hear it. But Trey Lance going off the board at the 504. I love to see that, guys. Trey Lance is a quarterback very similar to Jalen Hurts. I mean, I don't necessarily think he is going to be some Super Bowl winning quarterback at the NFL level, but the reason I was drafting Jalen Hurts everywhere last offseason and why I have him in so many leagues is because when he does get that starting role, we know that he is going to be an impact player just because of the position he plays. But here, honestly, I think what we do, since we've built this team so young to begin with, let's take another rookie. I mean, this is going to be the 2021 team. We are going to be taking Jamar Chase in the 5th round. Let's count how many rookies have gone off the board already. We've had Lawrence, we've had Najee, we've had Zach Wilson, we've had Travis Etienne, we've had Javonte Williams, Then we've had Devonta Smith, Trey Lance, and then Ja'Marr Chase. So is Ja'Marr Chase the 108 here? Let me go through this one more time, because there is no way that Ja'Marr Chase was the 8th rookie drafted in this draft. If that's the case, I have no idea what y'all are doing here, because we have Chase, Lance, Smith, Williams, Etienne, Wilson, Harris, Lawrence. Oh my gosh, we got Ja'Marr Chase as the 8th rookie off the board. Absolutely absurd value. DJ Moore, great value there by Paul. I mean, DJ Moore is a player where I don't understand why he's falling this far in these drafts. And definitely, by far and away here, guys, I'm going to say this as a fact. This is not debatable. I don't care what you say in the general chat. Paul has by far and away the best team here. And it's not even close. I mean, it's laughable how he was able to get those 2 stud young wide receivers combined with his 2 running backs that are so early on their rookie contracts. They're both only 21, 22 years old. And Joe Burrow. I mean, unreal what Paul was able to accomplish in this draft. I just want to kind of point his team out as by far and away the best team. Let me slide this board over for y'all real quick so y'all can check this out. But, okay, yeah, and I missed Justin Fields. Okay, so Ja'Marr Chase was the 9th rookie drafted in this draft. And while I agree that I think he should actually be the wide receiver 2 off the board in rookie drafts this season, unless we see those red flags with Devonta Smith actually hold weight and actually come up, I think that Ja'Marr Chase here was a superb value. Ryan Tannehill at the 5'11", also another great value. I mean, here, this has been by far and away the weirdest draft that we have seen so far this offseason. I think it's because of the rookies coming in. I think it's the ADP being slightly messed up. But yeah, I mean, these are the best drafts to host. These are the best drafts to really get a good grip on what people are doing. And here at the Chris Carson pick at the 512, I have to give some crap to this. I mean, you have Kenny Golladay, you have Mike Evans, both on the board. Still, you have Juju, you have Terry McLaurin. I mean, I could never, ever take Chris Carson there. And that's why the pick at the 201 of Davante Adams was a very bad selection. And here, even if you go over to the running back draft board, you still have Kareem Hunt on the board as well. So yeah, I absolutely hate that Chris Carson selection. I'm very sorry to say that. But, I mean, yeah, I really do not like that draft pick. You know, I try to give my 100% honest, unfiltered opinion every single time. Mike Evans at the 601. That's a pick I can get behind. That's a pick that I like. But there, Chris Carson at the 512. I cannot say the same about that. All right. But anyway, we are going to be up in about 5 picks. We've gone with 3 rookies already out of our 5, with Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, and Ja'Marr Chase, combined with Kyler Murray and DK Metcalf. Really love the way that we did start this draft. I think if we could go back and do anything, if this wasn't a mock, if I was building a real team that I was having to put money into, I probably would have gone with Barkley over Kyler. But in these mocks, I go with Barkley every time, so I'm trying to just come out here and get a little bit of a different build. That way I can show y'all a different structure if you don't like Saquon Barkley. And probably I would have gone with J.K. Dobbins over Najee Harris, but it's a mock. It's the first rookie day of the year. We have to get excited about this. We have to go with Najee Harris at the 207. But anyway, Amari going off the 602, Kenny Golladay going off the board at the 604. I stand by the fact that the last 4 wide receivers drafted in this draft are by far and away the best wide receiver values in Dynasty. I mean, this is the range you want to be in. You want to be in the DJ Moore, the Mike Evans, the Amari Cooper, the Kenny Golladay. I mean, that is fantastic. Terry McLaurin going off the board as well. Oh my God, y'all just sniped me on all of the fantastic wide receivers. Now we're looking at Julio, Odell, Adam Thielen, Cooper Kupp, Keenan Allen, Cortland Sutton, DJ Chark, Robert Woods, Juju, Deontay Johnson. Oh my gosh, I can't take any of those guys. Let's see if we have a decent quarterback still on the board. Okay, so let's go through. Obviously, this ADP list is very messed up. Am I going to have to end up taking a wide receiver that I am not too excited about here? I think maybe we are going to. Oh my gosh. Good God. The last 5 or so picks just completely did not go our way. Maybe we go with another rookie? No, we can't go with a rookie in this range. Not when my man is still on the board. We're going to end up going with another super young player. Let's see what y'all are saying in the chat. Yeah, y'all are saying Kyle Pitts. I knew y'all wanted Kyle Pitts, but I'll say right now, guys, Kyle Pitts is someone I am not going to be advocating for when you can go out there and you can draft other players like TJ Hawkinson and like Noah Fant. So yeah, I'm not taking Kyle Pitts here when those other players still available on the board. Okay, Kyle Pitts is off. I know we want to get excited, guys, but I promise you, we are going to actually end up seeing TJ Hawkinson and Noah Fant be much better dynasty bets because these rookie tight ends, these sophomore year tight ends, they rarely ever do anything. I don't care the type of prospect they are. They're not going to be giving you consistent production right away, and you are not going to see their value increase right away. I mean, we go through the recent tight end classes of the best players available. You have Hawkinson in 2019. You have Fant in 2019. You have Irv Smith in 2019. All three of those tight ends have had good rookie and sophomore seasons for their position, and yet at the same time, their value has not increased from where it was in rookie drafts. Then you go back to what was supposed to be a historic tight end class in 2017. One of my favorite tight end classes ever, where you had O.J. Howard, you had David Njoku, you had Evan Ingram. And even with these elite tight end prospects coming into the NFL, I think it's going to be so hard to go out there and get that excited about them. No, guys, you have to be going with other players. You have to be going with the Hawkinson. You have to be going with a Fant over Kyle Pitts. But anyway, also, I want to point something out here. Based on the ADP being severely messed up, we took Juju over T. Higgins, something that I probably should not have done. I did not even know T. Higgins was still available. Looks like we need to scroll even further down before we make our draft picks. So let me go through. Okay, I see a name that is standing out right now that is way too far on this list at the wide receiver position. I am just going through and making sure that we are not going to make any more mistakes like that. Okay, there are two names that stand out to me right now. Okay, so we're just going to have to kind of memorize these. Okay, A.J. Dillon going off the board at the 702. Okay, that is later than he's gone in the majority of these mock drafts, but I want everyone to keep in mind, I think that's based on the ADP list being a little bit skewed. And yeah, I think if he was sitting at the top where most people knew he was still available, I think he would have gone a little bit earlier than that. But still, I mean, A.J. Dillon going before a lot of wide receivers that I would much rather have in Dynasty, and that's why where I have A.J. Dillon in a lot of leagues, I am actually looking to sell, and I know that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way because a lot of us have A.J. Dillon on our Dynasty leagues because y'all were going through and y'all were listening to me during the season when I was talking about him being a buy low candidate almost every single day because his price was ridiculously low. At this point, I think going ahead of players like Jerry Jeudy, going ahead of players like Chase Claypool, you can't do that. You have to take those two wide receivers over A.J. Dillon, and I'm not even really thinking about it. But let's see who we get left at the 706. Okay, Laviska Shenault going there. We are going to be taking our man, Jerry Jeudy, with a small outside chance that Deshaun Watson is going to be going to Denver. Let's lock this in. Jerry Jeudy, we are pairing him with a lot of young talent. I mean, right now, let's go through. Let's move this down so y'all can see the entire draft board. Okay, so we have Kyler in the first. Go with back-to-back rookie running backs with Najee Harris and Travis Etienne in the second and third for that long-term stability. And then you hammer home the wide receiver position in rounds 4 through 7. I mean, maybe we can even go down to round 8. This is something that I've talked a lot about this offseason. I mean, this is the prime area. You don't want to be the guy taking a running back. You don't want to be the guy taking Chris Carson, A.J. Dillon, Ronald Jones. You really want to be avoiding the running backs in this range and going with the T. Higgins, the Juju, the Jerry Jeudy, the Courtland Sutton, the Brandon Ayuk, the Amari Cooper, the Mike Evans. I mean, this is the wide receiver value. This is where you need to be loading it in. But anyway, Paul, man, I loved your team so much. Paul, I would love to hear that this was an accident, that you did not mean to take Ronald Jones here over a player like Chase Claypool, because through 6 rounds, your team was by far and away the best team. Like it was not even close, where you had Swift, Akers, Burrow, A.J. Brown, DJ Moore, Tua, and then you followed it up with Ronald Jones. Something I can't get behind. I mean, I cannot take those players there. And I will also point out that we have some other rookies going off the board in this range. At the 6'11", we have Rashad Bateman. Personally, I can't take Bateman over a Brandon Ayuk. I mean, based on what we saw with Ayuk in San Francisco, based on the chance that Watson is in San Francisco next season, I think I clearly would rather have Ayuk over Rashad Bateman, even though a lot of people are excited about him. And then in the case of Jalen Waddle, yeah, there's still some other wide receivers on the board that I would prefer over Jalen Waddle. You already heard me say why I perceived Kyle Pitts to be overvalued. Yeah, so I think some of these rookie values, specifically Jamar Chase, I love the value on. These other guys going in rounds 6 and 7, I think currently are being a little bit overdrafted based on what else you can find on the board right now. But yeah, let's go through, and guys, keep in mind this ADP is all out of whack. I mean, this is an ADP list that I think kind of got reset just because of them importing the rookies into it. Hopefully they get this fixed soon, but this just happened today. At least maybe it happened yesterday. Point God is the one who let me know that this happened today, and that's why we went through and we added everything in. Okay, so Tyler was saying Ayuk was down there around pick 100 in the ADP. Okay, yeah, that is absolutely crazy. But guys, I'll point out something real quick. We have 120 people watching the live stream. If y'all have not already, go down there and drop a like on the live stream. Subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 3,000 subscribers. We upload exclusively Dynasty Fantasy Football content every single day. And yeah, and y'all can tell already by the view to like ratio that the people in the flock like the hell out of the videos, and that is why we are skyrocketing up in the YouTube algorithm, and I owe y'all a massive thank you. But anyway, let's go back. Let's kind of see who's still available, who we are going to be looking at. Right now, we have a very balanced team where I don't feel the need to push up any given position. But let's see if there's any value that is just slid down, possibly because of the ADP being messed up, possibly just because some people are overlooking them. Okay, so let's go through and look at the running backs. Running backs, I'm not even honestly going to bother. I mean, there are never any running backs in this range that I like. Okay, so wide receivers, don't see anybody here. I mean, maybe, just maybe, you could talk about a Jalen Reagor, but I'm worried about Reagor. I mean, I did not like him coming into the NFL, combined with his rookie year struggles, combined with the fact that I don't think that Jalen Hurts is going to really help him and his fantasy value. Although I love Jalen Hurts. I mean, very few people like Jalen Hurts as much as I do for fantasy football, and that's why I have him in so many different leagues. I don't want his pass catchers. I mean, he's going to be a quarterback that's loading up value with running the ball, not necessarily through the air with volume. Okay, Michael Pittman was going to be our pick, but we get sniped by JN. JN out here absolutely killing us, so we are so far down on the ADP list, just seeing if we have any names standing out to us. Maybe we end up going with an Odell Beckham Jr. if he is still available. No, he is not. Okay, so this is going to be a tough spot to be in. Oh my gosh. Okay, what are we thinking about Cooper Kupp right now with Stafford coming in? Maybe we can go to the quarterback position to kind of zig a little bit and get our second guy. No, I think what we're going to do here is I think we're going to end up going with Cooper Kupp with the addition of Matthew Stafford. Maybe we see the average depth of target go up for a lot of these Rams wide receivers. But yeah, that's going to be something we need to keep our eye out on. Okay, yeah, so JN absolutely killed us there on the Michael Pittman pick and the Terry McLaurin pick. I mean, that was brutal. And Dak Prescott. I mean, man, you've sniped us 3 times now. Kirk Cousins at the 808. That's a pick that I like. I don't know if I necessarily like it when you already have 3 quarterbacks on the other hand, but it is what it is. Now let me slide this draft board over so y'all can see everything. Okay, so Rondelle Moore going at the 809. I mean, Rondelle Moore is a player that is going to be so dependent on what he measures in on at his pro day. This is why I wish we had the combine. I mean, I have a video coming out possibly tomorrow, maybe the next day, where I'm going to be talking about just how hard it's going to be to evaluate these rookies coming in without the combine, without a full season for a lot of them. I mean, Rondelle Moore is a player that could be tiny. I mean, he could be way too small to the point where we've never seen a player with that size profile at the NFL level be successful. And that's something we need to be worried about. But, I mean, I'm not going to focus too much in on that right now. Let's focus in on what we are going to be doing at the 906. Let's scroll down to the bottom of the ADP list and just see if there are any guys that are just kind of miscast, because I heard that Brandon Ayuk was down here sitting at 700, so I feel like there are possibly some players that we are just completely overlooking right now. So that's what I'm trying to kind of weed out. Obviously, if this was a real draft, I could go through and I could just double check constantly, but I'm trying to live stream, trying to talk at the same time. Definitely a little bit harder. Okay, guys, we missed out on someone so badly here. Oh my God. Somehow Devin Funchess is still on the draft board. Hopefully Devin Funchess lasts till the 906 so we can get him. Little Jordan Humphrey is somehow still available at the same time. I figured that JN would have decided to take the UT alumni by now. But anyway, both of those players could be intriguing at our next spot. Robert Foster. Also, Robert Foster's playing in Washington now? I thought Robert Foster left Buffalo and was never seen in the NFL again, so that's nice to hear that Robert Foster is in Buffalo. Devin Duvernay all the way down the 400s. Nice to know. Yeah, okay, guys. I really hope that Sleeper fixes this ADP soon so we don't have to do this that often. Okay, but anyway, Goff going off the board at the 901. Let's see what quarterbacks Goff went ahead of. He went, honestly, in a nice range. I mean, to be completely unbiased, I love that Goff pick at the 901. I mean, I understand that the ceiling is definitely limited, but you know that he is guaranteed a starting job. Okay, point guard out here, auto-picking Drew Brees. I'm definitely changing this right now. I'm changing this to Kenyon Drake. Just anybody but Drew Brees. That was horrible. Point guard, man, get out of the live chat. Get into the draft room. Fix that for you, but still, oh my God. The last thing we need is Drew Brees being on this draft board. Okay, Picky Six said, I'm going to try to snag Bateman. Man, Bateman was off the board at the 6'11 by point guard. I mean, you are way too late on Bateman if you're wanting to get him. Honestly, guys, a player that I have never liked in Dynasty, and I was advising y'all to sell earlier this offseason when his price was higher than this, is still on the board, and I'm, like, kind of surprised. I mean, are we going to have to take Adam Thielen at the 906? I mean, something I don't want to do, but I think we may have to. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I honestly like the fact. Okay, Lockett goes off at the 905. Yeah, we're going to take Adam Thielen here at the 906. And let's kind of recap our team real quick. Okay, so yeah, we went Kyler in the first. And honestly, based on us not really finding any quarterback value that we would have loved outside of possibly Kirk Cousins at the 807, I like the fact that we actually went with Kyler ahead of Saquon Barkley. It worked for this one draft in particular, where we were able to go with Najee Harris and Travis Etienne with our next two running backs. And then we just went wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. I mean, just loading up on pretty much every value wide receiver that we could find in that range. Y'all know this is the range where I love to really kind of hoard those guys. But anyway, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks left in this draft. So we're going to have to come away with a tight end, a quarterback, and probably a couple other running backs. Mac Jones going off the board at the 908. Let me know what y'all think of Mac Jones. Let me know what you think of that selection, if it was a value, if it was a little bit of a reach. But yeah, Garrett coming in says, honestly, I like the Thielen pick at the 906. Yeah, guys, I don't like Adam Thielen. I mean, maybe because people in this draft have heard me kind of crap on Adam Thielen over and over again. They thought I wouldn't pick him so they could pass up on him and then possibly get him a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, at the 906, I mean, I have to take Adam Thielen over a player like Denzel Mims. Unless we saw Watson go to the New York Jets, then I think we would definitely have Mims over Adam Thielen. For this current moment, I think Thielen, with what he's done over the past 2 years, is the pick at the 906. Daniel Jones, oh my gosh, by Jake. That is a fantastic pick as your third quarterback. Honestly, I probably should have looked at Daniel Jones with more consideration at the 906 and kind of ignored the wide receiver position based on the guys that we already had. Because now we are going to have to be going with some players that don't necessarily have anything going for them. I'm scrolling down the list just to make sure we aren't missing out on anybody. Oh, Chad Kelly. We could go with Chad Kelly with our last pick. Go with a little bit of that wild card action. Get Brett Favre in here. But anyway, honestly, let me know also what y'all think the chance we see Andrew Luck back in Indianapolis is. Because I said once Luck retired that I would not be surprised if we saw him come back to the NFL, because the season he retired, he was dealing with an injury where he really didn't know if he was going to have to get shut down and put on the IR or if he was going to play through it. And I think probably what happened was earlier in his career, he was pressured to play through a lot of injuries that he should not have, and he really did not want the same thing to happen that season. So he went, you know what? I'm going to retire. I'm going to get my body 100% healthy. If I am feeling good enough, and if I still have it where I can come back in a few years, that's something that's possible. But I honestly think that we need to be paying a little bit more attention to Andrew Luck coming back to the Colts, because obviously Luck's game isn't necessarily a game that really relies on athleticism at all. So even though he's, like 33, 34 years old at this point, maybe he's even younger than that. Let me look up how old Andrew Luck is. Let's see. He's 31 still. If Andrew Luck came back in Dynasty right now, in Superflex League, he's automatically worth a first-round selection. So I'm not going to be taking him in this draft, but I think that if he's going to come back right away and be worth a first-round rookie pick, that's something that we need to really understand. If you're playing in a league where you have 25 roster spots, that 25th guy that you're going to roster, that wouldn't be Andrew Luck, he really had no chance of going out there and seeing that type of value. Okay, so Tia Kappa coming in says Mason Moore measured in at 5'9". Check his card. Okay, so we actually had Rondelle Moore's pro day already happen. Man, if that happened, I am going to just shut my mouth. I'm sorry that y'all are having to see this right now, but let me look this up. Let me see if he already had his did he already have his pro day? Okay, that's something I'm going to have to do research on outside of this video. Sorry about pulling that up. But yeah, people are saying Luck was shot down. Luck was shot down. Yeah, guys, I mean, they're not going to make that. What would be the incentive for them to make that announcement right now? There wouldn't be any incentive for them to do so. So even if they say he's not coming back, that doesn't mean anything. Even, guys, okay, realistically, let's just say Andrew Luck has, a 5% chance of coming back. Okay, say Andrew Luck has a 5% chance of coming back this season, and you are playing in a Dynasty League where you have 25 roster spots. If you were going to use that 25th roster spot, what is the chance of that player, of that running back 4 on his depth chart, of ever being worth a first-round rookie pick that you could flip right away? The chances of that are pretty much 1, maybe 2%, maybe even lower than that. Whereas if Andrew Luck comes back, right away, we are going to have Andrew Luck worth a first-round rookie pick. You are right away going to be able to flip him for a profit. So yeah, I think that Andrew Luck should be rostered in Dynasty, especially in a lot of flock leagues where you actually have enough roster spots to go out there and have 35 guys on your team. There's no reason not to have Andrew Luck. Okay, so JN coming out here taking Chris Herndon at the 10.06. Man, what are you... JN, let me know right now who you wanted that pick to be, and I'll change it. You were going to do Irv. Okay, let me know who you want outside of Chris Herndon if you were not meaning to make that selection. But let's go through and let me see what quarterbacks we have available on the board for us, because I would like to go with a quarterback in this range. I think we are going to be going with Carson Wentz. Hopefully he gets traded to Chicago. If that happens with his contract, I think that we are going to have Carson Wentz with a decent amount of value. So let's lock him in. If JN comes through and lets us know what tight end he wants outside of Chris Herndon, that is something we can make the swap with real quick. But anyway, we have Berto on the clock right now. Okay, JN says give him Fournette. Okay, I got you right now, my man. Okay, Terrace Marshall coming off the board at the 10.08. Let me know what y'all think of that selection at the same time. A wide receiver that honestly has so much upside. If you just looked at him coming out of high school, how hyped he was, you look at just the fact that you can excuse away some of his early career lack of production with the fact that he was playing alongside both Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. But he has the size, he has the athleticism, and he has the pedigree all at the same time. Terrace Marshall, definitely a player that could be a massive value in the 10th round. It's a little bit more of a wild card, but still, at the same time, I think that is a pick that is intriguing. Okay, so I see somebody's wanting us to do a 1 quarterback mock, guys. I don't know if I want to do a 1 quarterback mock draft just because 1 quarterback leagues are boring. 1 quarterback leagues are really something that nobody should be playing in at this point. I mean, I play in exclusively Superflex leagues. You would never find me playing in a 1 quarterback league. You'd never find me starting a 1 quarterback league. And I just want to talk about what I want to talk about, and that is Superflex. So that's what we are going to be doing. Okay, there is a massive value still on the board if we are able to go out there and get him. Actually, I wouldn't call him a massive value, but I think he is a value at this point in the draft. And also, we need to be looking at tight ends sometimes soon. I mean, right now, really, there are no tight ends that are standing out. Yeah, okay, Jalen Reagor going off the board in the 11th by Tyler. That is a pick that I was actually looking at possibly taking just because we know that Reagor still has the athletic profile where if he does show something in year 2 to jump up and being the solidified alpha wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles in Dynasty leagues. I mean, there are some Reagor fans. While I'm not a fan of Reagor, I understand the thought process of if I take him there, I would be able to flip him for a profit if he had a decent season. But Trey back up on the clock in the 11th round. Let's see where he decides to go right now. But also, guys, we've been live streaming for an hour. If y'all want more live streams, if y'all want more mock drafts, the best way for y'all to get that, to be completely honest, is just to be dropping likes, leaving comments, and doing everything of that sort. The more views, the more likes, the more traction these videos get, the more traction these streams get, the more I'm going to do them. And it is that simple. So if y'all want more mock drafts, literally drop a like on the video. That is the #1 way you can tell me to do more of these. Okay, but anyway, let's go through and let's see if we are going to be looking at any other wide receivers in this range. There's one guy that I think we are going to be taking if he falls to us in the 11th. All right, before we take our man Henry Ruggs, let's double check to make sure there are no running backs that we would want over Henry Ruggs, even though Ruggs is going to be our 7th wide receiver. Actually, I don't know if I can take Ruggs when we haven't had a 3rd running back yet. Yeah, instead of Ruggs here, I think what we may do... Actually, no, F it. The thing is, if this was a real Dynasty league, I would be going with best player available like I always do. And best player available at this point is Henry Ruggs. It's not a Chuba Hubbard. It's not a Darrell Henderson. So we're going to be going with Ruggs here, regardless of our team construction at the very beginning. And yeah, we still have 3 more rounds to address the running back in the tight end position. And we just loaded up with value. So I'm happy with how this went. And let's just round this out. Guys, let me know in the general chat right now what other rookies you're expecting to be drafted by the time we get done here. Let me know what running backs, rookies that you would be willing to take outside of a Chuba Hubbard. Let me know what wide receivers at the same time, because I think really all the quarterbacks that we're excited about are already off the board. And outside of Kyle Pitts, I mean, y'all know my opinion on tight ends. We should not be taking these rookie tight ends highly. I think that Kyle Pitts, while he is a fantastic prospect, I mean, while he's one of the best tight end prospects that we've seen in a very long time, he shouldn't be going ahead of TJ Hawkinson. He shouldn't be going ahead of Noah Fant. So really, I think the only rookies that we're going to see from here on out are going to be the running backs and the wide receivers. But let me know what rookies you'd be looking for. Okay, so let me see what California said. California says, I'm glad we cleared up on that since you're exclusively a Superflex guy. No reason for sub. Yep, no reason for subscribing if you only play in 1 quarterback. If you're like, you know what, I don't like to have fun. I don't like to really dive into strategy. I just want to be here for the shits and giggles. If you're a 1 quarterback guy, yeah, I mean, you're not going to find quarterback strategy for a 1 quarterback league here. I will tell you that right now. Preston Williams going off the board in the 11th round. Preston Williams, always a fantastic value here. Let's check up on Paul with what he has done since his fantastic start. Just because, I mean, I was kind of in awe of Paul's start at the very beginning. He went Swift, Akers. The only pick that stands out is that Ronald Jones pick in the 7th. I mean, I really don't like that Rojo pick, but outside of that, I mean, Swift, great value. Akers, possibly one of the best values in the 2nd round. Joe Burrow was by far and away the best value in this entire draft. A.J. Brown, great value. DJ Moore, best value in the 5th round. Tua, best value in the 6th round. Rojo, don't like it. Woods, yeah, no, not a massive fan of that. Okay, but anyway, let's pull this up real quick. Okay, so Matt says, I would never take Ruggs in a run-heavy Raiders offense unless he got Deshaun Watson. I mean, here with Ruggs, you're kind of just betting on the talent. This is something that I talk about a lot. I talk about betting on wide receiver talent, betting on a running back situation. I know a lot of people want to come out here and they want to go, it's all about talent. Ignore situation, draft for talent. That was the Jonathan Taylor argument. And I'm sitting here going, you know what? While I think that holds true for some positions, while quarterback, while wide receiver are so dependent on the individual talent of the player, I think that other players like running backs, you need to be paying attention to the situation. So with Ruggs here, taking him in the 11th round, whenever he was the first wide receiver off the draft board in last year's NFL draft, I think that does present value when he's going behind a Damian Harris, Paris Campbell, a Darius Slayton. But anyway, JN coming in with our donation. Thank you so much, my dude. And you're saying here, theory for Swoops, he plays for Washington. Washington likes former quarterbacks, Logan Thomas. Swoops, man, I'll say I was at UT the year after the Swoops phenomenon. I went to a game, I went to the Baylor game my senior year of high school, which was the year of Swoops against Notre Dame, where UT won in overtime. So sadly, I was not able to see that game in person, but definitely a legend, a legend. But anyway, I think we need to be going over and looking at running backs and tight ends now. I mean, I have a running back that I want to take if he falls to us. I would love to get him in this range, still on a rookie contract, a player that we've been taking a decent amount in these drafts. Actually, no, we're not going to go that route because I think maybe he was already picked. Was he not? I do not see him. Nope, he is still here. Perfect. There are two guys that I would like at the running back position falling to us. Of course, both of these players are still on these rookie contracts. But anyway, Amon-Ra St. Brown going off the board at the 12:04. 3 rookies in a row. Actually, our last, I believe, 6 picks, 5 of them have been rookies. Let me know what y'all think of them. St. Brown, someone with a ton of upside. If you don't know who Equanimeous St. Brown is, he was actually a wide receiver drafted in 2017 by the Green Bay Packers. A lot of people thought he was going to be a first or a second round draft pick. He actually fell to day 3 of the NFL draft. A lot of people said it was with character concerns. A lot of people said it was because he refused to play special teams. Regardless, the family has a ton of talent. His dad was a former bodybuilder, and his brother is supposed to be better. His brother was a higher ranked prospect coming out of high school, and he has all the size in the world as well. Let's see if Sleeper has anything on the card. Let's see if we have their player card. No. Really don't have anything. I really am looking forward to them updating that, but obviously can't expect too much here. Okay, so at the running back position, we are going to take a running back while y'all are going to give me crap for him. I had him as our #1 draft day avoid last season in 2020. I hated him everywhere. I didn't draft him in a single league. Now, at this point, I think that we are actually going to be saying he's a value. In the 12th round, he was drafted in the 3rd round last year. We are going to be going with Keyshawn Vaughn, just hoping, going, you know what? We are most likely going to have Fournette out of Tampa. We are going to have Ronald Jones with only 1 year left on that contract. Hopefully, Keyshawn Vaughn can, at the very minimum, step into a 3rd down role. And if we see an injury ahead of him, maybe he can be their starting running back. But Darrell Henderson going off the board at the 12:08. That's the player that I almost considered over Keyshawn Vaughn, but we've taken him in so many of these drafts already. Really didn't feel the need to go with a Darrell Henderson there just because so many of our other teams still have him. Okay. But anyway, let me go through and see if I see that someone asked a Saquon Barkley trade. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Okay, no, I do not see that in the general chat. But let me know in the general chat, guys, what rookies that have not been drafted so far should be drafted. Let me scroll up to show y'all the entire draft board. Okay, perfect. I'll slide this over at the same time. Oh, sorry that I am covering this, guys. Might be on that one. Okay, but anyway, this is the draft board. Let me know what rookies should be drafted that have not already. I think probably I am out of the rookie game here, as we need a tight end and most likely one more running back. But I really want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Okay, let's look at this. Let's check this out. And yeah, guys, for y'all, I'll do another mock draft tomorrow. I don't know what time it will be. So if you want to join, make sure you have your notification bell hit next to the subscribe button. That way, y'all can come out here very early. Okay, also, Edmonds going in the 12th is a fantastic value. I mean, if I knew that Edmonds was still available, obviously, this ADP is a little bit messed up. I think possibly we would have gone with Edmonds over Keyshawn Vaughn. But I have a player that I am really hoping to get in the 13th. If he falls to us, that would be fantastic. Kirk in the 13th is also a good pick by Tyler. I mean, Christian Kirk, someone that gets way too much disrespect. I mean, I understand he was disappointing this year in an offense that force-fed targets to DeAndre Hopkins. But Larry Fitzgerald should be gone next year. Hopefully we see a change in usage for Christian Kirk where he plays a little bit more in the slot, because that's what he profiled to be coming out of Texas A&M a few years ago. We thought he was going to be a slot wide receiver. He gets to Arizona. They go, you know what? Larry Fitzgerald doesn't have the athleticism enough to play on the outside. We're going to have to rotate Larry Fitzgerald in, and we are going to have Christian Kirk as our deep ball guy. But I think we are going to get our last player off the board. So come on, let's go. Let's get our guy. I'm not even going to say what position he's at, just because I want to guarantee that we get him. Okay, come on. See, guys, like I'll say tight ends that are still on the board, like a Logan Thomas, like just say a Tyler. Okay, Austin Hooper, Tyler Higbee. Okay, perfect. We get our player. We're going to go with Zach Moss. I believe he has yet to be drafted. Actually, he was already drafted. Where was Zach Moss drafted? No, he was not. Perfect. Zach Moss in the 13th. Okay, so I will show y'all our team. I love what we were able to come away with here. We're going to have to take a tight end with our last pick, but there are so many tight ends that I'm going to be fine with it. Okay, so let's go position by position. In the quarterback room, we have a stud quarterback 1 with a very low floor, high upside quarterback 2 in Carson Wentz. Then with our running backs, we have running backs that were exclusively drafted in 2020 and 2021 with Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, Keyshawn Vaughn, and Zach Moss. But obviously the strength of this team is the young stud wide receivers combined with some veteran production that we're going to get right away. We're going to get DK Metcalf, Jamar Chase, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jerry Jeudy, Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, Henry Ruggs. Really love what we have there with a balance of veteran production combined with future talent. But also, Tylan Wallace going off the board in the 13th. I have to point that out. Really love that pick. Tylan Wallace is going to be someone that, if this is his cost, where he's going after a significant amount of other rookie wide receivers, I think we love taking Tylan Wallace there. But anyway, we are going to have to be taking a tight end with our last pick, so really not a ton of analysis going into this. Best tight ends available, you have Eric Ebron, you have Jonnu Smith, you have Tyler Higbee. Let's go through. You have Hayden Hurst. You have my man, David Njoku. You have another player that I'm not going to say his name out loud because hopefully he falls to us. Tony Pollard going in the 13th. Also really like that. Okay, yeah, I see that everyone out here is coming out to say Zach Moss fell. Yeah, guys, I am so happy we got Zach Moss as our running back 3, running back 4, whatever you want to call him. He's just a depth piece with Keyshawn Vaughn. Hopefully we see one of these running backs get a large enough opportunity role in their backfields where we can confidently play them as running back 3s. Yeah, but Mask Enigma coming out here and saying, is Jonnu Smith still on the board? Yes, Jonnu Smith is still on the board. Guys, this is why I'm saying, like, these rookie tight ends, you should not be going with Pat over Jonnu. I mean, there's absolutely no reason to be doing that. I mean, this is why I also don't like taking Kyle Pitts in the 6th when you could go with a Brandon Ayuk instead and then get Jonnu in the with your last pick. I mean, there are so many fantastic tight ends. Okay, Berto coming out says, this mock was so fun, thanks. Yes, sir, of course. I'm going to be doing another mock draft tomorrow. So please, if y'all want to participate, make sure y'all drop a like on this stream. or video whenever you're watching this. Also, more importantly, you need to subscribe to the channel, help us to get to 3,000 subscribers, and turn on the notification bell next to it. That way you get notified whenever we go live tomorrow, and you can come in and hop in the draft right away. Okay. But anyway, let's prepare our draft pick. A player that I don't necessarily love, but I mean, taking him in the 14th round is kind of a no-brainer. Piggy6 is saying, bro, I was stocking up on the rookies. It's the most fun thing to do. Yeah, let me go through and let me look at your team right now. Trey Lance in the 5th. Here, man, why are you taking Trey Lance over Jamar Chase? I don't understand that. Guys, please let me know why. Let me know if you would think that you should be going with a Trey Lance over Jamar Chase. Let me know if you should think you should be going with a Justin Fields, a Javonte Williams. I mean, Javonte Williams over Jamar Chase or Devonta Smith is horrible. I'd rather Devonta Smith and Jamar Chase easily over Williams. Okay, so Jonnu going off the board in the 14th. Yeah, no surprise there, especially when we're talking about him. I love the Penny pick in the 14th at the same time. I mean, if Rashad Penny somehow becomes the starting running back for the Seattle Seahawks, that is going to be one of the best picks in this entire draft. KJ Hamler going off in the 14th. Love the Hamler pick. But anyway, here we are going to be going with Cole Kmet unless we get sniped. Let's see. Sam Ehlinger going off the board by Jayan. My man. Hell yeah. Honestly, I should have gone with that in the first. That is awesome, my man. We're going to be going with Cole Kmet ourselves in the 14th. I have a feeling you're probably going to end up with Sam in almost every single one of these drafts, but nice pick, my man. And I'll say for everybody who's just playing in regular Dynasty Fantasy Football leagues that aren't massive UT homers, obviously you're not taking Sam Ehlinger. Sam Ehlinger is going to be a quarterback that's drafted on day 3, someone that's probably never going to start a game in the NFL. But still, it's fun to see his name on there. Can't wait till they get his picture on there at the same time. Okay. But thank you guys. We only have 5 more picks in this live stream. Probably going to end it here. If you have not already, go down there, drop a like on the video. I will definitely see y'all with the stream tomorrow. Let's play it out so y'all can see the last 5 picks. And actually, more importantly, let me show y'all the draft board. I'm going to scroll up, and then I will move my little box over so y'all can see down here at the same time. And let me scroll this over. Y'all can see that last column, see where all these players went. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Let me grab my box and move it over here. But thank you guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. I will see y'all with the stream tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. Have a great night, guys.